This participation activity problem is similar to the last one, except it's a different inequality. This time they have a less than sign. And they also have a fraction in there. There's two ways you can deal with this. Number one, you can change 1/2 to a 0.5 if you want. That'll get rid of a decimal, or that'll change your fraction to a decimal. Let me jump back real quick to Mobius. Does it say anything about? Just says enter the exact answer. So if you want, you can leave it in change it to a decimal. Personally, decimals annoy me. Those little decimal points, sometimes I get it confused with a multiplication dot. So I would rather actually just get rid of the fraction altogether. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to multiply both sides of the inequality by the number 2. Because when I distribute the 2 times this 1/2 x, 2 times 1/2 is 1 whole. And I no longer have a fraction. Neat trick, huh? But what you do to one side, you got to do to the other. So I've got to take 2 times the negative x. That will be a negative 2x. And take the 2 times the positive 10, and that's a positive 20. I still have my less than sign here. And then 2 times 1/2 x is a 1x. And 2 times 1 is a 2. And now I'm pretty much back to what I was in the last one. I got x's on both sides, and I've got what I like to call non-x's on both sides. So I am going to subtract 1x from both sides of the equation so that that cancels out. Now, on the left, when you combine these two, this is negative 2x minus 1 more x. That is negative 3x. And of course, this is just 0. On the right side, when the x's cancel, that's 0. And 0 plus 2 is 2. And now I'm going to subtract the 20 on both sides so that that cancels out. I'm down to a negative 3x is less than 2 minus 20 is a negative 18. I'm kind of running out of space, so follow me over here. I've got negative 3x is less than a negative 18. And now I am going to get rid of this negative 3. Since it's multiplied on, I'm going to divide it off. Now, when you divide an inequality by a negative number, you have to remember to switch your inequality sign. This less than has to become as greater than, and negative 18 divided by negative 3 is a positive 6. So my answer is x is greater than 6. A lot of times people forget to do this. So let me take you back. I'm going to go with a different color this time. How about green? If I told you that 8 was greater than 6, that's a true statement. And if for some reason you had to divide both sides by a 2, you'd have 4 is greater than 3, which is still a true statement. But if those 2's were negatives, then positive 8 divided by negative 2 is a negative 4. Positive 6 divided by negative 2 is a negative 3. Negative 4 is not greater than negative 3. Look at it on a number line. Here's 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. The further you go to the left on a number line, the smaller you're getting. Negative 4 is actually less than negative 3. So, in order to fix that issue, if you divide both sides by a negative, in order to make this a true statement, you have to flip it to its opposite sign. Now, equal to doesn't matter. If it's greater than or equal to, it becomes less than or equal to. All right? Equal to just stays there. But I had to flip that around. And now I need the interval for x is greater than 6. And remember, on a number line, let's see. Let me come back up here to this number line. 6 will be way down here somewhere. Now, it just says greater than. It does not say equal to. Let me switch back to my blue pen. So there's two ways to do it. You can put an open circle here and then draw an arrow. Or you can put a parenthesis there and draw an arrow. For interval notation, you need the parenthesis. Because I would say, all right, this thing starts at 6. Oh, it looks like a little lighter of a blue. I think I clicked the wrong blue, but that's all right. It starts at 6, but it does not include the 6. That's what a parenthesis says. Comma, and then we're going to infinity. All right, so let me jump back to this and type in, yep, so parenthesis 6, comma, and then I-N-F-I-N-I-T-Y. Don't forget to close the parenthesis and then hit how'd I do? And there you go. It's green again. I did it right. Now, if it shows up red, that means you screwed something up. I would check to see if you typed infinity correctly. That's where a lot of people make mistakes, is they type infinity and it, you know, it's pretty tiny. At least on my computer, it's pretty tiny. So sometimes it's easy to forget an I or hit the I twice, or, you know, check your typing skills first before you do your math. All right. And that is participation activity number 4.